What's going on, guys? It is Wednesday night, and you know what that means. We are coming live, UPR Studios, right with you for another episode of UPR Dynamite Review. I am your host, Dan the Man, along with, we have three other co hosts with me tonight. I'm going to go to my rag over here, Vince Laspada. What is going on?
What's going on, man? I heard you got locked out of your account. You couldn't get in. What's the deal with that, man?
I don't know. We were so late
That's
because
crazy.
Vince likes to bitch and complain all the time how we run so late. Yet it took him 30 freaking minutes to get in here and made my other host wait, made all of the great people.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry. You should be. You are just. I'm ashamed of you.
I'm out of control.
And you know what? This deserves a mute. Jeez. So we're gonna go to our other co-host, the sheriff. How we doing?
Tough act to follow with that one. I did not get locked out of my account today. Yesterday I did. I thought the scammers got me. We live to see another day.
Damn right we do. And now we are going to our new little co-host here, Matt.
Hey guys, how you doing?
You don't even have a
little
nickname.
wrestling.
Little
I'll figure,
co-host.
I'll figure it out. Give me some time.
All right, Matt. Let's go ahead and guys, let's go ahead and let's jump into this. This was quite the show tonight. We have so much to talk about. We're coming off one of the biggest, most talked about AEW pay-per-views of all time. I arguably think it was the greatest AEW pay-per-view they've had in their short existence.
Oh God.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now? The greatest.
I thought it
It was one of.
This
Oh
was
my
It's a
God.
really great show.
I mean, it was a good show, but it had a shit card.
Did it?
Yes.
It was all about Sting. You know?
Thank you.
paper?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It didn't really matter. They could have had two matches as long as they had Sting. It didn't matter.
That was the whole point of this. And let's just go through and talk about what the gate broke for AEW right here with Revolution. You had over 16,000 people that were there live and in person, which everyone likes to sit here and they like to talk about how terrible the attendance is for AEW, but people always show up for the big shows. And I think this is a testament to what AEW needs to do to continue to rise. Beyond that, they had over $350,000 in merchandise sales at the Greensboro Coliseum, which is mind-boggling to me. Every item was sold out that night from all over the board.
That's impressive.
It's majorly impressive. They broke over $1 million on Revolution. Pay-per-view buys aren't in yet. I am really interested to see how this goes, but I was thoroughly impressed with the show. I will agree, Vince, that the card did not come off that great, but I think the show delivered on a lot of fronts. So
I think the show delivered on all fronts. Financial, like how successful it was, and also it was a great show to watch from the screen. It was a great show in person from everybody who was there, and you got a good send off from Sting. Darby went through glass. I don't know what else you could have wanted.
I don't know. I love the fact that the old style of pay-per-views on Sunday. It's tough. Like those Saturday like WWE pay-per-views. It's just the Sunday. It just got that good feeling, you know?
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Vince, I know you're itching over there. I see it. What do you got to say?
All right, guys. I feel like what you guys have to realize is we're all talking about how great Revolution was, but you have to understand. Are we going to sit here and say that the last Forbidden Door sucked? Because it didn't. And there was like 12 matches that I'm not going to say everyone was great, but for Forbidden Door had everybody that wasn't fucking hurt. Everybody was hurt in this pay-per-view, okay? You had no Edge, which you couldn't continue the story between Edge and Christian. So that was, I feel like that was a bummer match. Okay, Roderick Strong beat Orange Cassidy for the title. Roderick Strong doesn't hardly ever wrestle. You see him on a bunch of promos. Now he's a champion. I'm scratching my head on this one, guys. I'm really I know, Sheriff. I know you're over there looking like I'm crazy.
They've been building up Roddy for a while. I don't know what you mean.
They're building him up, but he's not wrestling. You can build somebody and wrestle. He hardly ever wrestles. So you can build
MJF hardly ever wrestled, but he was built.
But what I'm trying to tell you is Orange Cassidy defended his title every week. How many times can you count on your hands in the last 3 months you saw Roderick Strong wrestle? I can count 2.
He wrestles a lot more than a lot of champions who are just as, if not more, successful. Roman Reigns is the most successful champion in wrestling, and he never wrestles. So I don't see the point of this argument.
I mean, the point of the argument is you have Roderick Strong, somebody that shouldn't have beat Orange Cassidy, and there's 9 other guys that should have beat.
That belt was dying on OC. You had to get it off him, and why not? Why not Roderick Strong, somebody that they've invested a lot in? Why not give him that belt?
Because he sucks. He sucks in NXT. He sucks. He's not good.
And to be clear, Daniel Garcia, there was a story between not necessarily Daniel Garcia and Christian, although that is true, but he's been chasing that TNT title for a while. So to say that they just threw him out there because Edge was hurt, that wasn't really fair either.
But you honestly think that Daniel Garcia doesn't deserve a championship over Roderick Strong?
No, he does.
Okay, then. So then that's what I'm trying to tell you.
He doesn't have a story with the international title.
It doesn't matter.
He has a story with the TNT title.
You could have had Pinocchio, Gumby, and fucking SpongeBob SquarePants face off in a 3-way dance, and it didn't make sense because at the end of the day, Orange Cassidy defended his title against nobody, and he beat him. So you could have given it to anybody. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
You know what? Bad guy Jack said it right. No one. And then Vinny, it's awful. Always. Always. You know what? This is so bad. It was the worst.
I think what this comes down to is when he said, because he sucks. You just don't like Roddy. You don't like Roddy.
I just don't think. Listen, I don't think he's built for. I think he's too skinny. I think he's lost a lot of mass, and I don't think he can wrestle like he used to. Plain and simple.
He's a thin guy, but he's very much ripped and lean and cut. You know.
So is Warlord, but he sucks.
Wardlow's not a skinny guy.
I'm just saying he's built, but he sucks.
We're not taking any Wardlow slander right here, right now.
Go ahead. Go on with your show, because
this is not happening this way.
Listen.
We didn't even get into Dynamite yet.
We didn't get into Dynamite. I really wanted to touch on Revolution and talk about it because I think the whole professional wrestling world, the IWC, is absolutely buzzing after this past Sunday. We had a great show. It delivered on all fronts. We saw the end of an era, the end of an icon, and we saw one of the best debut matches. And even though this wasn't his first match in AEW, this is his first match full time as part of the AEW roster, with Will Ospreay against one of the best up and coming wrestlers in Takeshita. And I got to say, that was probably one of the best matches I've seen. 5 stars all around. I really have nothing negative to say about the last 2 matches. I thought this pay-per-view really hit. There was a lot of great things that happened. And this was a good way to usher in a new era into AEW. And it really all felt like it started tonight with the new outlook and the new set and design for Dynamite. And I know
y'all think about that.
A lot of people are giving it flack, and you know, I thought when I saw the logo, I initially thought what everybody else thought: NXT 2.0, 205 Live. Not really, though. This really came out very well. What's going on, Charmaine? This was one of those instances where I think as the show went on, I got weirdly very comfortable so quickly with the new look. And I think it takes a lot of time usually, but it just felt like it just kind of came together. Everything kind of flowed tonight. And I think the lighting, the logos, the colors, the designs all really meshed. And it looks like it's going to be the new reboot that they needed since losing CM Punk, if you know what, maybe 6 months ago at this point.
Yeah.
You think losing CM Punk really they needed a reboot? Do you really think that? I mean, honestly, you really think that?
They needed an energy reboot that bad. They needed to sage that place.
No, they didn't need an energy boost. They needed a better writing skills. That's what they needed. Because you're putting Jeff Hardy against fucking John Moxley. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, who wants to see that match? Not me.
I think Jeff should retire. So, but that's not really. It doesn't really have to.
Somebody has something to say.
I mean, that's another conversation though for another.
In reference to the new setup, though, I didn't hate the old setup, but I don't dislike this setup. I mean, I did notice that
it was clean.
I guess the date for Double or Nothing, they didn't announce that yet. And I know Double or Nothing, it's usually like very gambling themed, which isn't super family friendly. And this new setup was really giving NXT 2.0 Nickelodeon. So I'm like, are they trying to go the family friendly route? I hope not. I hate families. Don't go the family friendly route. Give us give us the Darby through the glass type stuff.
Yeah.
Breaking news, guys. Sheriff
that PG era.
Families.
Yep, you heard it here first.
Wow.
I'm not a family guy. I'm just kidding. I mean, I hate family-friendly content, but yeah. Oh, yeah. That's breaking news right there.
This is insane, guys. All right, let's jump into tonight's show. It started off with, I think, a lot of what people were aggravated with was Swerve getting screwed out of the AEW title. And, I love Samoa Joe, but I really want to see Swerve as champion at this point. I don't think Samoa Joe is the guy that's going to necessarily get you to 1.5, 2 million viewers on a consistent basis. I think Swerve is the guy that could probably get you there a lot sooner and quicker. And they need to, and what I'm seeing right now, AEW is building organic stars right now. They are. And it's been the lack, it's been the knock on them for the past 5 years is outside of really MJF, who have they built? And
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker, and she's missing. Where's Britt Baker? Yeah. Tell me where Britt Baker is right now. I really where? I mean, we're out here wondering. I don't see it. Guys, where's Britt Baker? Vince, where's Britt?
I think she's hurt, but we really don't know.
Again for the first time.
I mean, Matt, where's Britt Baker?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay, nobody can because she's at her practice in Orlando, pulling out teeth and filling cavities, and not on Dynamite every Wednesday.
Oh,
and it's
part-time dentist.
Jeez Louise. So Swerve Strickland really has taken that mantle right now as the guy that they're building. And I'm loving it. I absolutely am loving it. Let's see. Bad Guy Jack. I like Swerve too. But
I agree.
Should have a little run before putting.
I agree with Bad Guy Jack. I think it's just because Joe's is still so soon into his title run. It just would feel a little hasty to take the belt off him. Also, I think I like when people say you got to face some adversity before you finish your story. I think Swerve can face some adversity, especially now that they're turning him babyface. This is better for, I guess, that character transition. Although I wouldn't have been mad if they gave the belt to Swerve. But I do think that would be at the expense of Joe. And I think they don't really want to do that. So that's all.
Well, the only person that really needs adversity is Cody Rhodes. Nobody else needs adversity anymore.
Adrenaline in his soul.
Jeez. So now we're going to go ahead and continue on with this. But I will tell you this. Swerve at this point, to me, is probably the most entertaining individual on this roster that has really taken the mantle since we haven't seen MJF in 2 months at this point. Swerve has really taken that momentum. And I think he's carried it well. And right now, I turn on Dynamite whereas before I used to turn it on to see MJF. I'm turning it on to see Swerve right now. That is the highlight of the show for me. And You're not seeing Adam Cole as the highlight of the show. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Adam Cole. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the Undisputed Kingdom. They don't know what they're doing with the Undisputed Kingdom right now, it seems. They're putting the belts on them. Cool. But beyond that, give me a story here, guys. Give me a story.
To answer your question, Joffrey, I think that's part of like solidifying the face turn, because it's not a very a very face thing to do, to take outside help. Also, you want to show that you can do it on your own. He spoke in this in the promo today about ding dong, you wrong there. Of
I'm
course,
always
if Charmaine
wrong.
says it. If Charmaine says it, it's the truth. He spoke about wanting to get to that next level and wanting to prove himself, and so I think it's just part of that.
Absolutely. So as this went on, the crowd obviously is clearly behind Swerve at this point. He got some "You Deserve It" chants. He's obviously still going to be in this title picture. He was confronted by Samoa Joe at this point. The two of them had their stare down. We're most likely going to get a world title match at some point soon with the two of them. Could be at Dynasty, the next pay-per-view on April 21st. Could be later on. It could be at Double or Nothing. I don't believe Swerve is done with Hangman at this point. Well, I'm glad Charmaine loves somebody, because it's not me.
Ding dong, you're wrong.
Ding dong. That's the first time I'm right.
Sure.
So Undisputed Kingdom coming out now, getting in the ring. They're heels to the core. I will tell you, Undisputed Kingdom is born to be heels. This is what they do. And this whole Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, they're playing kind of the lackeys right now. And they really did this heel thing of, oh, we're not going to fight you this week. We'll fight you next week. And all of a sudden, Tony Khan just comes out of nowhere in somebody's ear and says, no, you're fighting tonight. I'd like to see a little more of Tony Khan just coming out and saying, no, you're going to fight now. I think this is one of those instances where it is acceptable for Tony Khan to come out and say something. I mean, what do you guys think?
That would have been nice, or cast somebody in that role, like a general manager who can come out, because I guess that's what they kind of did with Tony Schiavone. But it's giving anonymous general manager. It's giving like Michael Cole, like, and I quote, I don't really like that setup, to be honest. So I agree with you. Just come out and say it, or find a better way to convey that. The match itself, actually, in my opinion, was a little But I mean, it was what it was. It was really, really short. It was shorter than I thought it would be. But yeah, I mean, they got to win the unlikely partners. So
right.
I guess it was nice.
Absolutely. Vince, you're being a little quiet, and I don't like it. That means I know you're stewing.
I mean, I was looking for more action, and I feel like we didn't get it. Is this? Are we finally seeing Tony Khan actually taking the time and using it wisely, or was it just only meant to be so short? Because I feel like when you watch Dynamite, I feel like there were some segments that go way longer than others. I feel like sometimes they cram so much into Dynamite that they don't get enough time to actually explain a storyline or a match. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you they can take a lot of backstage segments and cut it out, because I mean that Will Ospreay match at the end, it went like 6 minutes over. Had they not had another one of their glorious of your fangirl that you always love backstage, we could have had the match end at 10 o'clock.
Right. Do you think that MJF is coming back? Yes, MJF will be back at Dynasty. That is the ongoing rumor right now. If you look at the logo, it looks like it's kind of set up for MJF. Everything kind of works that way. MJF was in a faction called Dynasty in MLW. I believe this is the spot we are getting MJF. Matt, I got to ask, what is your thoughts so far on all this, on the new stage, on just Undisputed Kingdom. What do you think about Swerve?
I think he's got potential to, really make it big in AEW. The set, I thought it looked really good. A lot more updated. Felt confident with that. Basically, that's it right now. I'm still getting into AEW a little bit more. I'm starting to really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and take some more comments here. Charmaine, Malachi Black should face Samoa for the AEW title. Where is Malachi Black?
Well, he's wrestling. They just gave him a here nigga damn one-on-one match because the fans were acting like, why is Malachi Black not doing one-on-one? Like that matters. Like they actually give a fuck. But he's doing his thing on
a what?
Here nigga damn. Here nigga damn. Like it's just like, okay, stop crying. Here's your whatever. It's kind of like the belt that Seth has, the here nigga damn belt, where it's like, okay, you're not beating Roman, but here. It's like that kind of thing.
Can we hashtag this? Can we put this somewhere trending on a shirt, maybe? I don't know.
Hashtag here nigga damn. Oh, but that reminds me. Matt, what do you think about Samoa Joe, the champion? Because you said you're just getting into AEW.
I'll tell you something. I've been watching Samoa Joe since the early TNA. Always been a big fan of his. WWE, not so much. Didn't really utilize him. Worked really well with NXT with those guys. I think he has a good opportunity in AEW to, really revive, whatever's left of his career. He's getting up there. Yeah. But, that's...
He had some bad injuries, during his WWE.
No, he had a lot of bad luck when he was with WWE because they thought he could be a really top guy. It just, he couldn't keep up with it. Those schedules are ridiculous. Like the travel, especially in WWE. So with TNA, it was different. Like I would think more of AJ Styles adapted really well with the transition from TNA to WWE, and I still think he's doing very well to this day. Just a comparison to those guys back of when they were the highlight of TNA to going to WWE and then some transitioning to AEW.
That's a good point. It probably had a lot to do with that change in schedule because he hasn't had like serious injury issues in AEW because the schedule's a lot lighter. I think it probably had a lot to do with that, and he was a lot older. But
so
he really killed it.
Samoa Joe was great on the main roster just because he didn't win the big one. He had a bad run. No, we're saying he was injury prone and it derailed his push.
Absolutely,
that's what we're saying.
But he did really well with NXT.
Yeah,
Malachi is washed, and it's AEW's fault. I think that's subjective. I don't know that Malachi wants to even be in AEW at this point.
I don't think. I think he wants to go back to the E.
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know he wants to go back to the E, but I think he wants out. But I think the E probably is
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Either way, I don't think he wants to be around. Yeah.
Yeah. That's. Who can beat Toni Storm? I think that Mercedes Martinez can face Toni for the AEW Women's. I'm gonna say that Mercedes Martinez could probably get a match on an episode of Dynamite, but Mercedes Martinez is not going to be a women's champion, probably ever at this point. And that's nothing. No knock against her. Just nowhere in her career right now is she anywhere where she's ready to take a title or going to take a title. She's on the waning years of her career. She's been doing this for a long time. I don't foresee her taking any title that is not, unless it's Ring of Honor.
I mean, let's be fair though. Let's be fair with that comment. So, I guess what pisses me off about everybody and
Jeff with the win. Go ahead,
what?
Vince.
Well, no, I guess what makes me mad is that you have all these women in the women division, and they're busting their ass trying to make a name for themselves, and then you have people like Mercedes Martinez that comes in, or will come in and take away their spotlight, which I think is bullshit. So, and this is what WWE and TNA does all the time. That are in AEW, it pisses me off is there are so many people on the main roster that are talented
Yep.
But they stick with the 10 main guys every single freaking week. And that's why I can't watch Raw, SmackDown hardly ever, because they have 250 people on the roster, but they use the same 10 people. So why are you paying the other 190 people for it? For them to look pretty? It don't make no sense to me.
You're right. You're right. And it's that might be the only thing you say that's might be right tonight.
Oh,
we got stuck on segment 1. Should we move on?
We need to move on. So yes, so Smojo, Swerve Strickland defeated Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. This was a pretty quick, simple match. Crowd was really hot behind Swerve, behind Joe, and I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a little more of a Wardlow build into this. No real talking about him winning the scramble to get his championship match. It just seems like Wardlow is still falling flat, even though he had a really strong performance and you're building this guy right. But then you just totally fall and don't even talk about him having arguably one of the biggest wins of his career.
I don't know. I don't know what you want from this guy. He sucks.
He does not suck. You suck.
I think they really, really dropped the ball. That time when I forget who got hurt. Was it CM Punk? He did, and he had to vacate the title. And instead of going ahead and striking while the iron is hot and letting Wardlow challenge for the belt, they gave him the TNT title instead. I feel like they really, really missed a chance to make him a star in that way and to establish a new face. Someone that, they've kind of introduced to the world on a larger scale. And I think ever since then, the vibes have been kind of off. Because on paper, Wardlow has really, really good wins under his belt. He did lose to CM Punk, but as he said, he did beat him up pretty well. He did beat MJF, who is the former champion. He's got a lot of wins, and his record is good. He should have momentum, but they cooled him down too much, and I think they're struggling to pick it back up, to be honest.
You don't think he's stale?
Stale? I don't want to say stale because it's new. I mean, this push is new. I just think that he's not hot. Like, stale would mean like you were hot and then you cooled off. I just think he was cold from jump, and then they tried to wrestle.
Right. He's not as hot as he was when he left MJF and totally annihilated him. What was it, Double or Nothing, when he just power bombed him and power bombed him and power bombed him. That was the hottest he was.
Dan, go ahead, say it again. Say what you just said again.
He
hasn't been hot since he beat MJF.
No. What did
He's
he
talking
do?
about the power bomb part.
Yeah, that's all he fucking does. That's all he does. So you're telling me that you want a guy that all he does is one freaking move, which is power bomb, to be a champion? I'd rather stab myself in the foot. I mean,
we can arrange this.
I'm not going to say that Wardlow can't wrestle, but I don't think he's not a work rate guy. I would never say that. Okay. He's not a work rate guy, but he can clearly put on a good match.
That's
His
fine,
match with MJF was a good match.
I'll tell you. I'll say it for you. He doesn't know how to wrestle, okay? He's like Roman Reigns. He's very stale. Roman Reigns has 3 moves. Wardlow has 1.
John Cena is the same way.
Huh?
John Cena is the same way. He's got like 2 or 3 moves. That's it.
Take him at 5 moves a day. That's a wrestling thing, though, where you have like your moveset. But
they do that so they can stay consistent.
So
by the way, Cena is a better wrestler out of any of the people we just mentioned.
Yeah. Let me just tell you something, Matt. Me and Dan went to the SmackDown about a year ago when John Cena was going to be in the tag team match, okay?
Yeah.
Dan was so happy. He was jumping up and down. He was trying to get a shirt. I mean, the guy, he bought a fucking drink. I couldn't believe he bought a drink. He bought a drink. He goes, we're going to see Cena tonight. Dan, how'd that work out for you? How many seconds did Cena actually wrestle in that match? Just tell Matt.
I think 30 to 60 seconds.
Don't get me wrong,
sucked.
Man.
John
Cena is John Cena, but dude hasn't put on a good match in 5 years. can't remember the last time.
Don't tell Dan that, bro.
You ain't been less than
I'm
40 years old in 5 years.
I'm not a hater. It's just he's
older.
He's a prop.
You know,
People get excited.
Jeff Jarrett, and he puts on a hell of a match, and the guy's almost 60. What's Cena's problem?
You mentioned Jeff Jarrett.
Terry Funk before he died put on a good show. Shit.
Jeff Jarrett is not a bad wrestler.
By the way, Sting also has been putting on good matches before his retirement.
Sting, man, he's the unageable man. That dude, I'll tell you,
he's the LeBron James.
I'll tell you, I went on YouTube just to watch some of the matches within the last maybe 6 to 7 years. Dude is consistent. He's just on point. He's just who he is.
All right, guys, we're going to take a short commercial break, and we will be back in less than a minute.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews. Name a word you might use to describe a dog that can also describe your partner.
Loyal.
Loyal is the number one answer.
I got nothing.
Ready to steal. So, who's playing Fast Money? Name a country with a large population.
China.
4 points. Congratulations, Team Batty with a cup of Joe.
You guys awesome.
Tonight.
Baddies, cup of Joe.
Baddies, cup of Joe. Baddies, cup of Joe. Baddies, cup of Joe.
How did he not get that?
Where the hell was I at with this? Is this a new episode?
That was Family Feud Unpopular Review Edition.
Are we going to do that now?
I mean, I think we should.
Shit, put me on.
I wasn't invited, so guess I'm not a cool kid. Whatever.
I guess me and you're not we're not a tag team. I guess
we're not. Apparently not. We only do this every week. Whatever.
Last time me and you tagged, you told me I suck. So.
Well, I'm hearing that. My back's still hurting.
Oh, stop it!
Stop
it!
Oh man! All right.
LeBron on Cleveland.
Damn right. You're damn right. All I needed was a little bit of Dwayne Wade, and I didn't even get that.
You got Larry Bird instead.
All I needed was for you to Chris Bosh a rebound for me. I mean, it wasn't that hard. So, Wardlow will be taking on Samoa Joe next week at Big Business for the AEW World Title in Boston, which this show is going to be crazy. And we all know what's going to happen next week. We all know what's going to go down in Boston. So that we're going to get to later on. We're going to the remarkable next segment here with the remarkable Renee Paquette, obviously my favorite. Backstage doing her interview with Hook. We're talking to him about his upcoming match with Brian Cage hey, we have a Brian Cage sighting, guys. Oh my gosh. What is this? On Dynamite, Brian Cage has a match? A singles match? What is happening? I'm silent at this point because I don't even know how to act seeing Brian Cage on my television, and not in a 6-man tag match or being a lackey for somebody. So Hook, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but is Hook anything? Are you feeling anything with Hook anymore?
I like Hook.
Yeah?
And yeah, I mean, he got a pretty big pop when he came out. The fans still like him.
They do, but is he believable?
Define believable.
Well, they're trying to pass him off as this is like the next big thing. Jericho's over here saying he's the real deal. I mean, he said it tonight. They're trying to give Hook all these rubs. They're referring to Taz, they're referring to Jericho. They're trying to do what they can to get Hook over. And Hook is making somewhat of a connection. But when you look at Hook and you see all of his pitfalls and shortcomings, are you seeing a superstar in the making? Or are you seeing it that's just kind of shoved at us?
I liken him to Dominic Mysterio, who is someone that the fans were very, very hard on in the beginning. But I said the guy has potential, and he clearly has passion for the business, so he's going to put the work in. I think that Hook is still very green in a lot of ways, and I think he has a lot to learn in terms of character development in the ring, all kinds of stuff. But he clearly has an X factor that connects with the audience, and that's the part that you can't teach. So you kind of start with that, and then you go from there. Not Twin Daddy Magic. You're lucky Vince looking down. Let's remove this.
Vinny is getting warmed up. He's waiting to talk to you about his Twin Daddy Magic from your girl Katie.
What?
What? Vince, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer, and we are getting a lot further in to Cloud 9.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. We are getting there.
Here we go. Here we fucking go.
Yes, you're damn right. Here we go. Oh,
my God. Cloud 9. Here we go again.
Oh man,
Katie. I'm gonna answer your question. I think Hook wrestles like his father, and I think that only goes in certain aspects of Dynamite. I think he's more of a Rampage or a Collision kind of guy, and I honestly he's a street fighter, so he's like Eddie Kingston. Like, they only have a certain moveset where they're, I mean, realistically, Hook would be good if ECW was still around, because that's the way he fights. And so is Eddie Kingston.
Okay. I mean,
Matt, what say you?
Excuse me?
Do you have, like, what do you think about Hook?
I don't know too much about him. Like I said, I'm still learning about AEW.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So
I'm just being honest.
No, absolutely. So we have a hardcore match. This was, right? I mean, that's what it was considered, hardcore. Hook does defeat.
Don't start. Don't start, Dan. Don't you start your shit.
He defeats Brian Cage to retain the FTW title. I just, what the hell happened to Brian Cage? I'm just in shock at this point. I don't understand what they did to this guy. He literally had so much, especially when he came in during 2020, 2021. This guy is built for this. He had his mouthpiece in Taz, came out and beat the crap out of people. And then this.
I'm turning into Vince. He sucks. That's what happened to Brian Cage. There, I said it. The guy was never great.
You're not wrong.
He was what? He was supposed to be like a Wolverine type guy. I don't hate Brian Cage. He's a serviceable wrestler. He's fine.
Serviceable.
Yeah, you can throw him in a match like this, and he could take a pin.
You're talking about a former Impact World Heavyweight Champion. And you're saying he is serviceable?
Listen, he was an Impact World Champion when Impact wasn't making an impact.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Don't act surprised, Dan. I mean, don't act surprised. Do you honestly think that Brian Cage is a fucking contender?
I think Brian Cage is a bleeping contender. I think he is not being utilized properly.
Yeah, so is Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
He's a hit.
Do you think he could fit in current TNA?
Yes, they suck. There ain't nothing going on over there.
Did you get rid of Scott D'Amore? They need to fix that expeditiously.
Did you guys see where they're having their pay-per-view in Canada? It's in a college gymnasium. They're really starting from
How big is this gym though?
It's not. It's a small school. It's some small school in Ontario, Canada. They're really, really starting from the bottom. Now they're trying to rebuild. Like because I remember they would obviously with the Impact Zone in Orlando, and they did some a little bit bigger venues, but I was surprised to see that they're really trying to build it up again.
Do you remember? I remember being when I lived in South Florida. TNA did a pay-per-view in Miami, but they did it at the University of Miami at the Watsco Center, and I remember there was like nobody there. It literally looked like I was at one of the worst episodes of Dynamite. Like that we're talking about for a pay-per-view was what the attendance was. Like it was bad. It was really bad.
Jeez. And wait, when was this? Because I do remember there was a point where nobody was showing up to them shows.
Like when they used to have it.
Lockdown 2014, maybe? Does that sound right?
No.
Yep, that sounds right. Because it's here at the Bank United Center, March 19th and March 9th, 2014. Coral Gables, Florida.
I think that place fits like 9,000 people.
Magnus was the TNA champion at the time.
Who I like, and I'm glad that he's getting his chance in WWE now, but damn.
It was Magnus.
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, yeah.
I mean, is he really getting his chance now in WWE?
He's not getting any chance. He is.
I think he's gonna wrestle.
Oh God.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Why not?
This is what he is.
What do you mean? Because he sucks.
Gosh.
He's not a work rate guy, but he could.
Well, let's just. All right, Sheriff. Let's be honest, okay? You have a guy named Nick Aldis that made an impact in the indie scene in the TNA. Okay? So then you bring him to WWE, and the first thing you do is you put him as a general manager. Is that not a slap in the face to you?
I agree, although I think that he would have taken anything at that point. I think he wanted to be in WWE for a long time. He said that somebody at the top had it out for him and kept him out, and so I think he would have taken whatever crumb they threw his way, to be honest. But I do think it was. I'm like, he can still. Why is he? I didn't understand that. He can still wrestle. He can at least go to NXT. I was like, what is this?
Well, of course he can go to NXT, but they're not.
Yeah.
But let's just. But be honest, like they're not thinking smart with these guys. Like, back when AEW was, back when NXT was at the Full Sail, they actually brought people in that gave a shit and that actually brought people in to watch. They're not doing that anymore. They're not giving us anymore. What they're doing is they're bringing the people right up. No one is hate peanut butter and jelly. What? I'm so confused. What are we talking about peanut butter and jelly?
Vince,
it's peanut butter.
You hate peanut butter and jelly.
No, why?
Because you hate everything.
I'm just honest. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat what everybody in UPR is. Listen, everybody in UPR pretty much, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you guys watch wrestling for what it is and not for what they're showing us, and it sucks. They're not giving us anything. And everybody's like, oh, it's great. Oh, God. I love Seth Rollins. I love Roman Reigns, The Rock. Fuck all that bullshit.
I don't watch the E, but you're telling me Darby going through glasses and giving you anything?
No.
It took 40 minutes for Vince to start bringing up WWE.
You know what Darby Allin used to do back in the day and back in Jacksonville? He used to fall down stairs 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 flights of stairs and break his back. That's fucking TV. Not some bullshit glass. It's probably not even glass. It's probably fake plastic. It's not even real. Come on.
Of course,
guys.
it's real to me, damn it.
It's real to you.
Tell him.
Listen, you're not at the end of the day, none of these companies are giving me what should be. I mean,
that doesn't mean anything, Chris, to be honest. Y'all was watching them shows and going to them shows when it was absolute ass. All right.
Yeah. And
I checked out years ago. I was not sitting around But it's better now. I'm sure it is. I like Cody. I'm sure Roman's doing his thing. I'm sure Rock is doing his thing. I'm sure Seth is doing his thing, but that does not mean anything. With WWE, they could literally give you a blank screen and y'all would watch it.
It would sell 80,000 seats. It wouldn't even matter.
That's true. That's very true.
The only place you can in Australia they can sell out. I mean, it's incredible.
Vince doesn't know a good thing if it came with a gold chain.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Listen, we don't need all this WWE talking AEW. Get out.
Roman's,
he's acknowledging. That
Roman's never been the man. It's just that WWE has nobody else to fucking put on the screen.
You know what this is about. You know Vince can't help himself. You know he has to talk some WWE. You know he has to hate on everything. This is who this man is.
Have to.
Even playing field.
So what's up with Kill Switch versus your twin daddy Magic? Let's go.
Oh, here we go. Z is silent. At this point, everyone, let's keep it real. This is an act by Vinny. Maybe he need to host the Micro Wrestling Review Show.
I'll fucking do it.
This Katie Gal is okay in my book. I agree. Guys, since we're on the topic of micro wrestling, we got a little surprise treat for you. And we're going to cut to a commercial. And we are going to tell you a little bit all about micro wrestling.
Last time on UPR Shorts.
You're looking it up, huh?
I'm looking at micro wrestling. I'm looking at micro wrestling. Oh my god. Oh, ooh. Chris, we gotta hold on a second. We gotta watch this shit. Chris, we gotta do a review show on this fucking show, Chris, please.
Is it on TV? Do they have a TV deal?
Yes.
Oh, really?
They do.
Surprise.
Oh, Chris,
free coupon.
Please, free coupon. Chris, look at this. Even the referee is a little guy. Oh God, Chris, look at this. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, she slapped that shit out. Look at this. Wow, look at this high flying action.
I mean,
Look at that guy.
High flying.
Watch this. Watch this big guy that's coming up. Look at this guy. Oh, he died.
The big boot, huh?
Oh, Chris, this is the greatest. This is the greatest.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, he just killed that man.
Look at that. He did that. Look at that second rope moonsault. Look at the ref. He must go to the same ref school as Aubrey Edwards. Holy shit. Chris, can we just do a review on this?
There's no television.
Oh my God, please.
You can ask somebody in the chat if they want to do this review with you, okay?
I'll do that.
I will do this. I'm actually going next month. But I just want to touch on this really quick. Do you guys see this? Look at this.
Last time on UPR Shorts.
You literally just called it UPR Shorts for micro wrestling. Well played, sir. Well played. Well played.
Round of applause.
Round of a freaking applause right there, guys.
Where's it coming?
That micro fat guy. Oh my gosh.
Where's it coming in Orlando, Dan?
It's going to be at the Boardwalk Bowl.
At the bowling alley?
That is correct.
They've had a couple micro wrestling shows down in South Florida as well. I've been meaning to go to in Boca Raton, a couple of them.
But Matt, you're understanding. This is a bowling alley. There's
they'll do it anywhere.
But there's no room for a ring. I'm trying to tell you, there's no room for a ring.
Listen, if there's a will, there's a way.
All right. When I want to go.
Have you been to one of these? They set up like this little box ring, dude. It's not even a real ring. It's like the size of a ring.
There's your room.
What is this? I want to go.
Look it up. It's on Eventbrite.
What the hell is that?
Eventbrite?
The fuck is
ticket
that?
service.
What's
ticket service.
Eventbrite? It's
I've
like
never heard of that.
it's like Ticketmaster, but for like even less.
Smaller event.
Yeah.
That's where the
Vince,
TNA
have you left the
they have it on
house?
there.
His
Oh,
events aren't bright.
I haven't left the house in
Yeah.
years.
It's not like they need a lot of room. That is correct. They listen. Little box ring.
Micro ring.
It was nothing. Listen,
Micro rig.
when I went to micro wrestling, I'm going to tell you this. It is everything you would expect it would be.
April
And
6th.
The crowd. It is the most alcoholic, anything goes ECW type of crowd. This, I don't know what's more entertaining, watching the crowd or watching the show.
Has Hornswoggle showed up yet? That's what I want to know.
You got 20 of them. All right, we're gonna get right back into the action.
What are we laughing about?
It's that ring you play with your little your action figures.
I'm looking up your date here.
Oh my gosh.
So how about that Dynamite?
You want a little action figure? I mean, what? I don't. Oh, Vince will feel comfortable there at a micro.
Oh wow! Shots fired. Mick Foley, bang bang.
Damn. I'm gonna invite Katie to be on the show one of these days because this is gold. Oh, that was
Cactus Katie. Cactus Katie, bang bang. That should be your name when you come on the show, Katie. Cactus Katie.
I can't.
This is
All
horrible.
Right. Oh, this is great. This
is horrible, guys.
This is probably the best AEW Dynamite review show we've ever done, and we haven't even made it to the halfway point. We got to get going here, guys. All right. So
hour in, by the way.
Not there yet. 48 minutes. Hangman Page, we're seeing a vignette about all of his shenanigans at Revolution. Backstage, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson are smiling. They're loving this new heel turn by everybody. And they're over here, snickering away. And they announce, their big announcement is, they're going to announce later on their big announcement. Great heel work. So, yeah, wonderful stuff here, guys. I just post. So after
you can't even talk.
All this,
Dan, you can't even talk.
I can't. I'm too busy on the micro wrestling still. There is a little ring. I need you guys to understand what micro wrestling is all about. And you all listen, if you're out there and you ever have the chance to see micro wrestling, please go to micro wrestling so you can understand the absolute amazement of it. It is like going to Disney World for adults. You need to be there. You need to see it. It is
be there or be micro.
Little box ring. So Tony Khan announces, hey guys, guess what? What is one of Tony Khan's favorite things to do?
Give announcements.
What is his next favorite thing to do? Have ourselves a good old wrestling tournament. Because I think we've only had maybe 15 of them in the 5 years that AEW has been around. I know, what a short number to have tournaments, right?
It's like Teddy Long with tag matches.
Literally, I think there's a tournament every quarter of the year. For every season, we have a tournament. It's spring. Let's have a tournament. It's summer. Sounds like a good time to have a tournament, guys. It's fall. You know what? I don't know what to do, so let's have a tournament. It's winter. Let's just have a good old end of the year tournament. Like, this is what Tony Khan does. Tony Khan loves tournaments. There is a certainty that is always with Tony Khan. And that is, you never know what he's going to say. You never know where he's looking. You never know what he's doing because he's all over the place, but you're going to get a tournament. and Jeff knows it. You never know. He loves those tournaments. Absolutely. So we're going to get an AEW Tag Team Title Tournament. It is coming. We don't know when, but it's going to be some form of a March Madness bracket. Madness is what they call it. Cool. Wonderful. Renee Paquette backstage, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta. What is next for Orange Cassidy after losing the international title? What I mean, where do you go from here? This man was carrying the mid-card title, the mid-card division for AEW for what, 6 months? Where do you go from here? Because I don't think it's going to be defended the same with Roderick Strong. What do you guys think about what is next for OC?
Well, hopefully, not regression, but I think he needs to take time away, or he needs to take a step back. I know that he's still in with the best friends. He's still in with Chris Statlander. Maybe take a step back and have a supporting role in their feuds, because I think there is some OC fatigue. So I say just cool him off a bit, and then you can reintroduce him into another storyline. Maybe he goes after another title, but it's just cool off for now, I think.
Well, that apparently is the direction right now, because Chuck Taylor's still not cleared, and you're going to have Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta, which I think might be a fun pairing. And they're going to enter this tournament. And it's I guess starting this Friday on Rampage.
I would like to see it. I think this is good for him. Work with some supporting cast. You've got friends in AEW. Work with them. Just cool down a bit.
Vince, what do you think about this?
He looks like he's about to straight cook.
Oh, I see it. I don't know if that's because Katie's cooking him or if he's ready to cook.
What was the question again, Dan?
Get off your phone.
You said you said something, then you said Katie. What did you say?
What do you think about Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta becoming a tag team now and going after the tag titles in this tournament?
Are we too late for that? I mean, aren't we going to go backwards instead of forwards with this? I mean, weren't they part of a group at one point?
They were always friends, but yeah.
But what I'm saying is that they're friends or not friends. Then somebody's dropping somebody's kid off with the minivan, and then the mom leaves, and then 4 months later she comes back. I mean, I can't keep up with these clowns. They're friends and they're not friends. Like I lose track. I don't know what's going on with them.
They're best friends.
But shouldn't the clown understand the other clowns?
Yeah, but they're not though. Like Orange Cassidy is bigger and better things. He's won titles. Trent Beretta is not winning any titles. They put him in a main event, then they don't do nothing with him. Like I'm confused. Why? Like if you're not going to use Trent Beretta the right way, why put him in main event matches? Like it just doesn't make sense.
Matt, what do you got here for OC? What are your thoughts on this
guy? From the couple matches I've seen with him, he's pretty good. He's held, like you said, he's held the mid-card division for a while. I don't know. I didn't really see him as a tag team champion. I don't know.
Well, we've never really seen a character like Orange Cassidy before.
He's very different.
He is very different. Like I've never seen anything like this before. I don't have anybody or anything to compare him to. He's unique in many assets and in many senses. And I just don't, do you think that his character is sustainable over a long run?
It has been. So, but I mean, actually, his character now isn't necessarily the character that he started with. Right. Because even that character had to evolve and change to be sustainable. So as long as he's able to adapt and keep the crowd interested and involved with him, then it can be. I know a lot of people didn't even think that he would make it this far. They thought he'd be a flash in the pan. So clearly he's doing something right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right, we're going to move on here. Killswitch defeated Matt Menard. Has Matt Menard ever won a match in AEW?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think that's kind of how 2.0 has been relegated to, or is that what they still are considered 2.0? Or I don't even know.
I think so.
So basically, this all was centered around Adam Copeland making his return, attacking Killswitch, attacking Nick Wayne, coming after Christian Cage, and basically announcing that in 2 weeks' time in Toronto, which I think is a fantastic place for this, you're going to get Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, in the trilogy, the third final match, in an I Quit match for the TNT title.
Beautiful.
Those guys work so well together. It's like magic.
It's great. This is going to be like grilled cheese and tomato soup. It just goes together. I need to see these middle-aged men fight each other in the main event on AEW for the biggest mid-card title that they probably have.
And an I Quit match. Beautiful.
And an I Quit match.
And in their homeland, so it makes it even better.
In Toronto, yeah. Canada.
Canada.
Adam Copeland will finally finish his story.
Yeah, let Vince cook.
Why?
Come on, Vinny. Come on, Vinny.
Was Adam Copeland really hurt, or were they just take him off TV just so they can do this?
I think he was really hurt because he was doing the open challenge and then he just kind of stopped. And I'm assuming the reason for that is because he wouldn't miss the Sting pay-per-view if he really could wrestle. So I think he probably was taking some time.
But wasn't the last thing we saw of him was getting a chair? What do you ever call chair, whatever?
Concerto, yeah.
Concerto.
Yeah.
Oh, are you saying like maybe they wrote him off TV that way, but he wasn't?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Oh,
because that's the last time we saw him, wasn't it?
It's a good point.
I think
it was the last time we saw him.
Yeah, so he's really not hurt. They just took. I mean, maybe he had something to do. They had to take him off TV. Like, I just don't think he's really hurt.
I see. Yeah, maybe he wasn't hurt. Maybe he just needed time off. Because he also, I mean, even though he did come out of retirement, he does have that lingering injury. So maybe they're trying to maintain the schedule for him in that way. But the whole point of him coming to AEW is that he wanted to wrestle full time. So
it's like Dan and Cloud9. I mean, Dan can't get enough of Cloud9.
With Concerto.
You are the only one that lives on Cloud9 because I can see every time that your friend, that this Katie person comes over here and makes a comment, you light up like and blush like Phoenix in July. Okay.
Stop it.
You literally look. Yeah, I didn't think it was possible to look like a Viagra and a Trojan commercial all at once.
You're blushing. You're red. You're Red Cassidy.
Red Cassidy.
You are Red Cassidy, sir. Like, I'm sorry. I just want to go ahead. Can we just? Oh, geez.
What's the Riho versus Chris Statlander? Is that next?
I'm just no. It is not. We're getting there though.
Wait, is it really not?
It is not. We are at the point of the inevitable Renee Paquette welcome Kyle O'Reilly backstage and ask what is next for him after being away for nearly 2 years. O'Reilly basically is saying, I love the Undisputed Kingdom. They are my friends, but I think it's best that I go out on my own. So he's clearly taking the babyface route here. What do you guys think about this? Is this the right move for Kyle O'Reilly, or is this more along the lines of Undisputed Kingdom is just too big to add another member?
I didn't know he was gone that long.
He was gone for a while, yeah. I'd be lying if I said I know a lot about Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, sure, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, are we being swerved here? Is he eventually just going to end up in Undisputed Kingdom? Or is this more so because people love Kyle O'Reilly and they want to have a feel-good story here?
Well, think about it like this. For him to come back from an injury like this, it would be like you can't come back as a heel. It's like Triple H returning after he was the most hated heel in the company, but you're a face. Like once you go through all that, people want to cheer you at least at first, right? So I think they're probably leaning into what they think that reaction will be.
Oh, he just wants to be part of the cool hand group. Oh my gosh. Vince, just getting cooked, my guy. What's going on, man? Why are you so quiet?
Well, am I so tired?
Quiet.
Why are you so quiet?
I'm not quiet. I'm listening to you. I'm giving you a chance to talk.
No, you're like Phoenix in the 4th of July over here. You're lighting up like a kid at Christmas that literally is like, he just got his PlayStation and now he's ready to go ahead and play it.
Well, why wouldn't you want to play your PlayStation when you just get it?
Well, I mean, because you're part of the Cool Hand Group.
What's the fucking Cool Hand Group? What is that?
I mean, I don't know. Viagra,
Trojan? Sheriff, what's the Cool Hand Group? What's the Cool Hand Group, Sheriff?
I didn't get it.
What, Matt, what's the Cool Hand Group?
Still trying to figure it out.
Katie, can you let these clowns know what the Cool Hand Group is?
Please cook me a little bit more. I'm not understanding this.
I mean, it's probably Jill, if I had to guess.
I think it's when you put your hand in the freezer, the Cool Hand Group.
The Cool Hand.
Cool Hand what?
Aang? Avatar?
Aang?
All right. So, Renee...
Do y'all watch AEW or not? I love it.
Definitely watch AEW.
I think I'm the only one that watches AEW.
I watched it. What do you mean?
Oh, geez. So the Young Bucks are shaking up the Elite now. We are getting this whole Nicholas and Matthew angle. This is pretty wild to me.
I know you love it.
I do. I love this. I think
it sucks.
This is what they needed.
Yeah.
So we get Matthew and Nicholas are entering the tag tournament. They are also apparently suspending Hangman from the Elite without pay. Well, I guess that's nothing. Kenny Omega is now kicked out of the Elite. And this leads to Eddie Kingston coming out, talking some smack with his Timbs and sweatpants. And he wants to smoke with the Bucks. This leads to one of the biggest free agent signings that AEW has had with Okada coming out. And what seemingly looks like Okada is going to have Kingston's back, only for Okada to grab him from behind and hit his, clothesline and essentially end that quick. Okada is now announced as the newest member of the Elite. What do you guys have to say about this? What are your thoughts? Okada in AEW, Okada part of the Elite, Okada being a heel.
I don't watch New Japan, so I know nothing about. I know of Okada, but I don't really know a lot about him. But I do know he has a history with the Elite, so I think it makes sense.
Okay. Matt?
Tough crowd.
I agree with Sheriff. I don't really watch New Japan wrestling, but I think it'd be a good move for the new Elite. Be pretty good.
Vince.
I I'm gonna say I feel like they're just throwing people in groups just to make them bigger and better. And I think Okada adds to the elite, which I don't think is a bad thing. But I guess my question to AEW is, eventually, and you know this as well as I do, eventually, if there was no trios tag team champions, eventually everybody splits off and becomes their own champion. So are they just doing this because they have no way to fit him into a championship storyline?
I think this is more along the lines of Kingston needs another feud here. Okada actually is going to put on a good match with Kingston, and it's going to make it believable as somebody that is going to potentially dethrone Kingston. And also, you have these NJPW titles, which Okada is still going to, from time to time, cross over. And I think it's probably a good idea so you don't have to have 3 titles being carried around all at once.
Also, Okada needs to win his first feud. Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston, what 3 titles does he have? When the fuck did he win 3 titles? I thought he had 1.
No.
What?
All right. Eddie Kingston has 3 belts.
Is it a Ring of Honor?
It is the...
you don't even fucking know.
It is the Ring of Honor World Championship, the NJPW Strong Open Weight Championship, and the... what is it now called? The
are you talking about the Continental? Is it the one you didn't say?
Yes, the International,
yes.
Right?
You're telling me this
it's the Continental, but yeah.
Oh my god.
Continental.
The International one is the one that OC lost, but
that's it. Yeah, it's too many that are the same.
I don't know any of the New Japan titles, I'll be honest, but that was the AEW title.
I don't think I don't think he's as talented to have 1 title, but they have to give him 3 titles.
If it makes you feel better, Okada is beating him.
Yes, Okada is beating him. That is the truth.
I guess that's a relief, I guess.
So huge news, Okada and AEW.
What's the name of the New Japan title he has again? Sorry.
The open weight.
Open weight. Got it. Okay.
Oh no, the strong open weight. That is correct. Okay. That's why it is Triple Crown. Ring of Honor, NJPW, and AEW. So moving on, Riho defeats Chris Statlander with Stokely Hathaway. It's pretty clear here. Riho winning this match meant nothing more than advancing the Chris Statlander story, and Statlander is turning heel. They have slowly been pushing this, and I would be shocked if this goes another 2 weeks without some sort of heel tactics being used. She refused the chain in the match, which inevitably cost her the match. We are going a full-on Statlander turn here. What do you guys think about this? What did you think about the match? What do you think about Stat with Stoke and going heel?
I'm not a big fan of Hathaway. And then him teaming up with her, I think it just makes it all the worse. And I don't know what happened to Chris Statlander because she used to be really good. I feel. See, this is what I don't like about wrestling today. They start them out as good talent, and then they put them as they have to have a manager. Like for what? Why? What? I mean, obviously, she doesn't want it. She doesn't need the help, and it's just like I feel like they're shoving these people in these guys' days. Like, just leave them alone. Let them like. I don't need to see fucking what's his face with Swerve every freaking week. Prince Nana coming out there doing some stupid bullshit. Like, this is ridiculous. These guys need a job, but I mean, they're not. None of these guys can ever lace the boots of Bobby the Brain Heenan or anything. Like, there's never going to be a Bobby the Brain Heenan ever again, and they're never going to ever touch him. So they should just leave it alone.
But you don't
think Heyman is a top tier manager?
What?
Top tier manager.
Managers aren't like they used to be. Like you're never gonna get like a Heyman after this. Like honestly, the manager is just not the same.
No, I think
Heyman's up there, to be honest.
He's
up there with who? With who?
As a top tier manager.
I'm a big Jimmy Hart fan. Big Jimmy Hart.
No, absolutely not. Couldn't he? Paul Heyman couldn't chew bubble gum.
He likes Bobby the Brain Heenan.
No, but I'm just saying though, like, no, all I'm trying to say is that these people don't need managers. Like, you go, you start AEW with no managers, then you start adding more. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, these wrestlers, they need to figure themselves out. Like, okay, they can't talk. Well, they need to go to promo class and learn how to cut a promo. So just like Paul Heyman with Brock Lesnar. Was Brock Lesnar just not wanting to do a promo, or could he not talk?
Brock Lesnar has the voice of a 12-year-old girl. That's why he needed a manager.
Roman Reigns couldn't cut a promo back in the day, and he's gotten better. I know we're not talking a lot of WWE, but
Roman had every
horrible.
crutch in the world.
He was horrible cutting
that
promos.
Promo he had with Cena where he couldn't remember his line.
Yeah, it was a great.
What do you like, Vinny? Bath and Body Works lotions.
Bath and Body Works lotions.
Yeah, bro. That's what you want for Christmas, huh?
I guess that's what I want for Christmas.
I mean,
but hey, what's wrong with the Bath and Body Works?
No, that smells good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know you like them. So we're gonna move on. Our favorite Renee Paquette is backstage interviewing Toni Storm. She says it's award season. Friday night on Rampage, she's going to be presenting the first ever Tony Award, and make sure that is with an I so nobody gets sued. Toni Storm presents Mariah May with her first AEW shirt. She is dressed exactly like Toni Storm and her previous gimmick. Shirt looks pretty cool. And just once, and she's going to take her percentage of sales from the shirts. But everyone remember, chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe. So Toni Storm is quite the gimmick, I will tell you that. We have a little more here. Renee Paquette interviewing Willow Nightingale. She's going to be facing Rio next week to try and avenge the loss to Stat. And she basically tells Hathaway, hey, you know what? We're not going to do any cheating. We're going to do it my way. And I know I could beat Rio, and I want a title of my own. Basically, all I see here is she's going after Julia Hart. Not sure she's going to be the one to defeat Julia Hart, but Willow could be taken. Probably is going to get the W, but she's going to get stomped by Statlander here pretty soon. So now we get Darby Allin, who is basically saying, he is vacating these titles because he can never live up to the legacy of Sting. He doesn't want to find a new partner. He wants to move on, and he'll never have another tag team partner as good as Sting ever again. And now he is going to go to his next challenge, which is climbing Mount Everest. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. He's basically saying my last match could very well be at Big Business against Jay White. And, because some people don't make it back from trying to climb Mount Everest. I don't see why you'd want to do this. I don't see the purpose in this. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. But it's a choice.
Is he really climbing the mountain, or is it just this is what he's saying?
No, he's
that's something that he's talked about for a while.
Oh, okay, so he's leaving?
Yeah.
That's annoying to me, even though Darby Allin has said from the jump that he doesn't see himself doing wrestling full time for a very long time. But after Sting basically spent his whole run in AEW building you up, he retires and then you leave and you go climb the mountain. Come on, Darby. You haven't even been world champ yet.
Yeah.
No, I want better than that, but hey, his life. I know Vince is a huge Darby fan here. What do you think about this? And what are your thoughts about next week with Jay White and Darby? Because I will tell you, in this promo that they had, Jay hit on a lot of points because he said, you're basically nothing without Sting. And Darby said, hey, you haven't been relevant ever in AEW. And this match really feels like both guys need this win. But I think Jay White needs it more than Darby.
And if Darby's going away, give it to Jay White.
Absolutely.
I mean, wouldn't you say the same thing with Sting? If Sting was going away, he should have lost the titles?
That's not the same thing.
Oh, come on.
It's really just not.
It is.
No,
he should have passed the titles on to somebody else.
Because Sting is retiring.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a send off. It's not really the same.
The guy's never wrestled a singles match in AEW history. You make him win the tag titles the week before or the 2 weeks before.
Here we go.
You put them against the Young Bucks in their last match and they win and they lose. I don't get it.
You have a point that he could have put somebody over, but I think that would have been a very sour end.
Well, Sting
to
wanted
the
to put over the
pay-per-view.
Bucks.
Oh, what happened?
Right. But
That would have been a
Sting
very
wanted to put
sour
over the
end to the pay-per-view. Because the whole pay-per-view was built around Sting, so him losing would have sent the crowd home very deflated.
It was literally a Bucks and Tony Khan decision to put Sting over.
I mean, is this the problem, though? We're caring about what the fans want. Like, I mean, how long has it been since we really did care about what the fans want? Like, I guarantee the fans don't want Samoa Joe as champion. I guarantee
that's not true.
That is true.
The fans wanted Samoa Joe as champion. I know I did. Because MJF was hurt. He had to go away. Samoa Joe was hot.
So Samoa Joe's your only contender?
He was the one that was hot at the time, yes. And he was the one that was
so he got the push.
Yeah. But he was in line for the shot.
Come on, guys, let's be honest. I mean, are you guys gonna really sit here and tell me that you guys enjoy Samoa Joe as your champion? Are you really gonna sit here and tell me that?
Maybe 5 years ago. But
come on, guys.
I mean,
really?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, his run has just started, but I mean, yeah, I wanted to see him as champion.
Why?
I did want to see him win.
There's like 9 other guys that deserve it more than Samoa Joe. 9 others.
Well, it's not about deserve. You get what you earn.
I mean, he didn't earn nothing. He got put into a match. He got put into a storyline with Samoa Joe, and then they gave him a title shot, and he won.
Well, no, Samoa Joe was carrying the ROH TV title and was on it and was undefeated. So
TV title. Yeah. You just hear what you said. TV title.
Yes, and he was undefeated.
Okay, what do you want me to give you? A cookie?
Yeah, when you're undefeated and you're over, you get a title shot.
It's because these fans out there can't live the past and let it go. That's the problem.
I agree with that to a certain extent. I don't agree with that with Samoa Joe though. Okay. There's a lot. I agree with that with Jeff Jarrett. I don't want to see him on my screen. I said what I said. I don't give a fuck about Jeff Jarrett.
I've always been about passing the torch. You know, like some of these guys just been there way too long in general.
There's plenty of guys where I'm like, I don't want to. That's part of the reason why I preferred AEW, because I'm like, I want to see new faces, new stars. I don't want to see Goldberg versus whatever the fuck.
I don't want like
that wasn't
in their 50s.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. But that doesn't mean I don't ever want to see And Samoa Joe's not even that old. Samoa Joe's very much still an active competitor.
He's old. What do you mean he's not that old? He's probably in his late 40s, early 50s.
In wrestling time, that's not that old. Sting was just 60 doing his thing.
Sting wasn't doing much. I'm gonna tell you, he was doing a couple drops off the fucking ring.
Goldberg. Yeah, Goldberg. Yes, that's when I stopped watching. When they went to Saudi Arabia the first time and they did that bullshit, I was like, I don't want to see this.
Like Chris Jericho's aging. I'll tell you that.
No, it's
better than Bret Hart.
He says that WWE lied to him. He was supposed to get a retirement match, but
oh man. All right.
Do you guys want to see that?
No. So House of Black, we're seeing Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Julia Hart issues an open house challenge for the TBS championship for Rampage. Now we're also seeing that House of Black here get a little more. Where have you been? Mark Briscoe is saying he's going to fight fire with fire. Buddy Matthews looks to be on a collision course with, and so does Brody King and apparently Malachi Black. They're all on this collision course right now with Mark Briscoe. And I don't know how this ends for Mark Briscoe at this point. I don't see where this goes.
He's got a friend in Jay Lethal.
I'm lost. I'm just lost at where this goes.
See, we like cookies. Where are the cookies you promised, Vince?
Where are they? Where's the Sub King's cookies? Show us some damn. We want some coupons. Can we get some coupons? Dang.
Are we at the main event yet?
You know what?
Whose child is crying?
Not my child.
It's my son.
I think that's Matt. All right. So Jay Lethal is going to be in Mark Briscoe's corner at this point. There is going to be a street fight. And now I guess Jarrett is now going to be in the mix too. And this is an interesting combination. I don't know if this is something that anybody can trust. But I'm interested to see how they pull this off.
Mark Briscoe, what was the plan? You were just gonna street fight 4 niggas? Okay.
I guess 3, right?
He's got friends now. Yeah, 3. He's got friends now, but
he's got some friends now. So I'm interested to see what happens here. But yeah, it is. This is it. This is the main event time. We are there finally. We have the Dynamite wrestling debut for Will Ospreay going up against his friend, longtime friend, Kyle Fletcher. And I'm going to say this was a fantastic match. This was a great way to follow up a great match from Revolution. And I think this really showcased just how good Kyle Fletcher is and how good Will Ospreay is going to be for this company moving forward. And to see that they now have a feud plan with Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay is boggling my mind. I am so excited to see this. This is going to be such different styles of wrestling clashing together. And I mean, Ospreay's got to pick up the W in this feud, but man, is it going to be good. And I mean, guys, what did you think of this match, the main event? How excited are you for Ospreay? And how excited are you for the new feud Ospreay is going to be going into with Danielson?
I've seen Ospreay live at House of Glory. He is everything that people say he is. He's very good. The match was fine. He gets a good win. He also gets to shine a spotlight on Fletcher, who's a young guy that they're building down in ROH. This Ospreay versus Danielson match, it's gonna be chef's kiss. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed this match. I really did. I think Will Ospreay and Fletcher put on a hell of a show. And I feel like when you watch Will Ospreay, I don't feel like you know what's going to happen next. And I think with him and Danielson going to collide, I don't know if you're going to get that because I think Danielson is way past his prime for some of those moves. Not saying he's not going to put a great show on, but I think Daniel Bryanson now is more of a submission specialist. So I don't know how this match is going to really go.
Vinny enjoyed something. I can't believe it myself. This is crazy. Matt, come on. Bring us home here.
Great match. Got to watch the whole thing. I'm very excited for Ospreay and Bryan Danielson. I almost said Daniel Bryan. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm just a big fan. I've always been a big fan of his. So I think they're going to clash well together.
And yeah, I mean, that concludes Dynamite. Next week, we have big business in Boston. This is going to be a crazy show. First time in the TD Garden. Wonder why they're going to be in Boston at the TD Garden. We have a pretty stacked card ahead next week. Samoa Joe against Wardlow for the AEW title. Switchblade Jay White against Darby Allin. Willow Nightingale versus Riho. And of course, the big debut of Mercedes Moné.
Rumor. But I will be there, so it better be truth. I will be there in the building at TD Garden.
We know what's happening. This is huge. And I'm curious if they're going to open the show with Mercedes or they're going to close it with Mercedes. And
bring her out. Don't make us wait.
I think they CM Punk it. Absolutely. Yeah. It should be the first thing they do. She comes out. I say give her 30 minutes and let it cook because I'm sure there's going to be more than just Mercedes coming out here. But it is going to be wild. Her promo is going to hit. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of things that are said, and it's going to push some buttons. I'm excited. Wow, Boston market, cool. Anyways, let's go ahead and give the rating for tonight's Dynamite. I thought tonight was a shot in the arm, what they needed. I see Vince over here about to fall asleep. But this was an A show. This was an A show. I don't know there's another wrestling show this week that can beat the show.
I concur.
I don't think it was an A show. I'll give it a B minus.
Classic.
I was gonna say C, but I'm not gonna be that much of a dick.
Oh my gosh.
Let's say you, Matt.
B plus.
C plus.
No, I said B plus.
B plus. Okay. All right.
B plus because I didn't watch the whole thing. Definitely gonna watch next Wednesday, and I will give you my full opinion.
Raw's never better, Chris.
It's never. Better.
This is never like this. This statement is just never the answer. Like
no, it never is. A for me. I enjoyed it. Jeff?
I'd rather slam my toe with a sledgehammer than watch Raw.
Jeff gets
Raw
3 hours of torture.
It's 3 hours of commentary and then the promos and then maybe 2 matches. So I get your feeling.
Yeah, but you have to understand something. Chris and all these guys on UPR, this is what they like. They like boring storylines, commentary, and maybe one match. This is what they like.
I will tell you something though. From January to WrestleMania, it's probably the biggest time of year I actually watch. You know, like it's just the world of WrestleMania has always been pretty decent, you know, for what it is. This year it's a little confusing, but you know, we'll see.
Vinny will be on Raw this coming Monday. Oh, will you?
I will be.
Wow, I know you can't wait to talk some AEW. That's amazing.
I will be.
All right, guys. I
can't wait to slam Raw.
Let's do some parting shots here.
Parting
shots here. Vince, go ahead and take it away.
Well, you can always check me out right here on the AEW review show every Wednesday. And this coming Monday, you'll be checking me out on the Raw review show right after Monday Night Raw around 10. And just check out my content, the Vince Laspada show. I have a new show launching next week. So stay tuned to that.
Sheriff.
First of all, Chris, your first mistake was thinking that wrestling fans actually like the shows that they watch. But anyways, you can check me out here on UPR. And if you want to join a Facebook group that's not dog shit, Solo Monster sounds off. I'll approve your membership.
Yep. Matt.
Guys, I really appreciate doing this first show. I'm really intrigued and I want to do more. I want to learn more and, kick it with you guys.
That's awesome. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. This is the Dynamite review. You can catch myself here, Dan the Man, and Vincent Laspada every Wednesday. We'll be rotating guest hosts. We are always here every Wednesday. Tune in directly right after Dynamite. And if we're just not your thing and you don't like us, you suck. But no, really, you suck. But you can always catch some TNA review, and that would be on Friday. We also have the SmackDown review with Zia Silent and Vic every Saturday at noon. We have the Collision review directly right after Collision on Saturdays. We have the infamous Mike Knox show. That is on, guys, that's on Mondays, right? Or is that on Sunday?
Monday.
We also have the NXT review directly right after on NXT on Tuesday. And we have the Raw watch along and review on Mondays. Like, subscribe, follow UPR Wrestling. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. X. And am I missing anything? YouTube.
OnlyFans.
The OnlyFans is next. That will be the absolute next thing for us. Guys, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. And this was Unpopular Reviews AEW Dynamite Review Show. I'm Dan the Man. We will see you next Wednesday. Take care, guys.